Okay, so I'm waiting for a notebook on each of your desks. You should have one. Okay, good job. Are you signing up? You have one. Okay. So you guys talked about landforms with Ms. Sawyer last week. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Just a little bit. We didn't get a whole
lot. Just a
lot.
little bit. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to turn and talk about what you know about landforms, and then I'm going to have someone pass out stickies, and we're all going to write one thing we know about landforms, and we're going to come and put it up here under the K, and then we're going to talk about it, okay? Okay, so let me start my timer.
I can't remember. So think about what, based on the word, what do you think it might be? If you don't remember, or maybe you weren't here when we briefly talked
And
about
that's why we're going to talk about it.
Think about what it might be based on the word.
Well, we're all going to talk about it, and then we're going to try to write one thing. And if you can't, you can draw a picture of what you think a landform is, or we're going to talk about it. So I want to see what you know first, and then we'll talk about it, okay? Okay, once I start, we'll talk until the timer goes. So I'm going to count down. Once it gets to 3 seconds, I'm going to count down, and we're all going to come back together. You think you guys can do that? Okay. Okay, go. Okay, so I'm walking around listening. What is a landform?
Okay, so can you give me an example of that without reading? What would be, tell me what would be, just got it. Okay, so you saved it. Now you know what it is. You know.
Exactly. Landforms, right? So what are some shapes of land that you know? Mountains, that's another. You gotta be like that. You just have to be like this man. Yes. What's another? You had around 50 some. Yeah. What
I'm
else?
going to give you guys stickers right here. Okay, so wait till I do that. Stickers. We're just talking about stuff we know, so I'm just thinking you guys give me one example each. So I can kind of figure out.
Like a bump.
Oh, we're all going to do it at the same time.
Yeah. Yes, it is. H-I-L-L.
Think about 7 minutes.
That's okay, keep going.
T-A-I.
You think of land?
So let's think about what you got already. You got a big mountain.
Think what?
Then you got a hill. What about when the land goes down? Well, you know what?
It's okay, just keep going, don't worry about the time.
Yeah.
The whole thing restarted?
Yeah.
Looks like the monitor turned off for whatever reason.
Okay, it just said.
I don't know why.
Yes, that's all I need for slide.
Keep going, guys, I'm listening.
I don't know what it's doing.
Casey's table did a really good job thinking about different examples.
You know what that's called? They call it
That's okay, I'll use my phone.
Oh, well, you know that's awful. But when it's that way, yeah, there's a name for it.
Okay, guys, our timer's shut down, so I'm going to go ahead and have you guys come back together. So can I get a helper from, well, Daniel, you come over here, Amelia, and then Makai. Okay, so can someone tell me what I said I was going to do with the sticky notes? Makai?
The questions?
Yeah, so we're going to write down one example. So I know they said ocean over here. You can draw a picture. You can write the word ocean. Just write one thing that you talked about. It doesn't have to be a big long sentence or anything. And then when you're done, put your thumb up, okay? Okay, so how many people are your kids?
Wait, do we have to write in there?
No.
You write your own.
Your own. So you go ahead, pass that out. Thank you.
You're going to do it on the sticky note. That's why she's giving you the sticky note right now.
You can write a sentence, a word, or draw a picture. Do whatever is easiest for you, okay? And thumbs up when you're done.
We have an extra. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. You have one?
Oh, Miss Sonia, I didn't know you had an email. I got one too. You too young.
Once you're done, actually, you can go ahead and come up and put your example under the K, okay? And then just sit quietly at your desk until everyone's done. Oh, thank you. Messiah. Thank you, Serenity. Thank you.
I just wrote.
Okay, I'm looking to see following directions and going back to their desk quietly. Okay, we're not doing that.
We're not doing the Charlie Brown.
Yes, thank you.
We ain't put the desk in now, are we? I gotta take my shoes off. Are we not supposed to have?
You must put your shoes on. If we have a fire drill, I cannot wait for you to have to put your shoes on. You must keep your shoes on.
Especially because I got a zipper, a high heel bottom.
Okay, then I need you to sit down.
You've got to control yourself. You've got to control yourself. Got to control yourself.
We're supposed to sit quietly after we're done. I see that there's one left. We need to have a good day to be able. Okay, guys, for those of you left, I'm going to give you 30 more seconds, okay? Serenity. Thank you. Oh, there we go. There's our timer. Thank you, Jordan, Jameer, Amelia. Who are sitting quietly at their desks after they're done. Everybody done? Okay, so I'm just going to pull a few examples here. Oh, Phil, I like this one. Why do we think this one is a landform? Christian?
It's a landform? That one is mine. I think it's a landform. I think it's a landform because
That's okay. Well, I'm going to list a few examples. Jordan, you go ahead. You want to give it a try?
Okay. It's that, no, it's up there, it has a
This one?
Yeah.
A mountain, a hill, a mountain.
Because the land forms the hills and mountains.
Okay, yep. It's made of land.
Land
Mhm.
It's in the form of a triangle.
Well, a landform doesn't have to be in the form of a triangle, does it?
No.
It can be any shape, right?
Or triangle.
What about? Oh, I like. There's a lot of mountain examples. Ocean. That one's not a hill or a triangle. Mackay?
It's big and there's
No, you
go through it though.
So when we think of all these examples together, what do we think a landform is? Anyone want to try to give a shot? Hayden? Someone different? A type of land? Hayden's right. Anyone else want to add anything? Question?
It's like the land that comes the white or green.
Amelia? So a type of land, I'm waiting for Mackay to get in the seat. We're trying to watch our video and then we're gonna do a really fun activity, but I need you guys to follow along to be able to get to it, okay? So a landform is just land that occurs naturally. So the ocean, I know you can't see the land, but under it there's land. Does that count as a landform?
No, it's like
A lot of times your waterways, your oceans, your rivers, your lakes, and all of that are what helps identify the landform, if that makes sense. You might see a river flowing through a valley. Well, that river is part of what makes that valley what it is. So while it's not specifically listed as a landform, it's a part of what helped form the land or makes the land what it is.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch this video on landforms, and I want you to listen very carefully to the different examples it gives you, okay? And then we'll come back together and we'll talk about it, all right? Okay. And I'm looking for who's paying attention and who's not.
Look outside your window for a sec, and you'll probably see some buildings and streets, maybe telephone poles, hopefully some trees in there too. A lot of the world that we live in has been shaped by people. And hey, no complaints, because I'm plenty comfortable right here. But people aren't the only ones moving things around and shaping our world. Wind, rain, and other elements do it all the time, making shapes out of the earth we call landforms. So what are some kinds of landforms, and how are they made? First, remember that the Earth is made of several spheres, including the hydrosphere, biosphere, atmosphere, and geosphere. The solid part of the Earth, or geosphere, may look pretty stable, but it's always changing. Weathering and erosion by wind and water are constantly reshaping what our planet's surface looks like. And even if it takes so long that we don't usually notice it, it's happening. Let's check out our map to explore what kinds of landforms there are around the world. Mountains are probably some of the most well-known landforms.
Okay, so we said mountains, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, they're just really big hills with
So that's what it says, a large hill that has sides much steeper than the surrounding surface.
steep sides that stretch way above the surface of the Earth. Many mountains are formed when large plates or pieces of the Earth's surface collide and are forced upwards. The low spaces in between, we call those valleys. But if mountains don't pique your interest, how about plateaus? Plateaus are also tall landforms, but unlike mountains, which tend to have the pointy tops we know as peaks, plateaus have flat tops. Plateaus come in lots of sizes. If they're medium-sized, for example, they're called mesas, which is the Spanish word for table, which is highly appropriate since plateaus kind of look flat and long, like tables. And if they're smallish, they're called buttes. No matter what they're called or what size they are, plateaus can form in lots of different ways. Sometimes they're caused by the erosion or wearing away of mountains, like by water or really big pieces of ice. Other plateaus are made by magma, which is really hot, melted liquid earth below the surface. When magma swells up below the surface but can't break through, it can push up a flat chunk of land, leaving that table-like formation behind. And speaking of magma, let's go to the Pacific Ocean on our map for a good look at the most explosive landforms. Volcanoes. These landforms are found where the surface of the earth is relatively thin. When magma breaks through the surface or erupts, that hot liquid rock gets a new name, lava, and a new volcano is born. Hot stuff coming through. Hot!
What examples has she listed so far? I know she's talking really fast.
She is.
Yeah. It's hard for me to keep up with too. Okay, Josiah, since you haven't spoken yet. What's one example she... Yeah, geosphere is the part of Earth where landforms form on, but what's the type of landform? And one that she listed. Jorge, you haven't spoken yet? Volcano, okay. And then, Serenity?
A mountain.
A mountain. One more.
It's the
Plateau. And what does the plateau look like on the, what does it look like? How can you tell the difference? Did you say flat top?
No. Well, it kind of has a flat top.
Yeah. So remember that one because we're going to get to see that through our goggles. I know that one's in there.
Is definitely a good term to describe another kind of landform. Deserts. Deserts are landforms that lose more water to air than they get through rain, snow, or other kinds of moisture. The world's largest desert is the Sahara in northern Africa, where daytime temperatures can climb to a sweltering 55 degrees Celsius. Just a wee bit out of my personal comfort zone. But then again, so are the cold temperatures in Antarctica, which is actually considered to be a desert too. Penguins in the desert. Who knew it, right? Time to set sail for two more kinds of landforms, islands and deltas. You'll find deltas at the mouth or end of rivers where they meet the ocean. Deltas are formed when dirt and other debris that are washed down the river accumulate or build up to form a piece of land. Islands, on the other hand, can form any number of ways. They might come from the cooled lava of underwater volcanoes, or from a whole lot of dirt, sand, and pieces of coral building up due to ocean currents. Islands can even form by breaking off from a larger piece of land, so they can form in lots of ways, but as long as it's surrounded on all sides by water, it's an island.
I'm scared to build an island.
In our travels today, we took a look at lots of different kinds of landforms, which are natural features of the Earth's surface. Landforms can stretch high above the Earth's surface, like mountains, plateaus, or mesas, be created in or by water, like deltas and islands. Or in our travels today, we took a look at
landform was?
What?
Listen, here comes the definition, okay?
Of different kinds of landforms, which are natural features of the Earth's surface.
Everyone together, you want to read it?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Which are natural features of the Earth's surface.
So the other two that she listed were, which ones? Mesas were the part of the plateau. She listed two more since we stopped and talked. Daniel? Yep, deserts. And then, yep, islands. Okay.
Landforms can stretch high above the Earth's surface, like mountains, plateaus, or mesas, be created in or by water, like deltas and islands, or even be dry, like deserts. So remember these things the next time you step outside. Underneath and beyond and all around the things that people have made, there are landforms, millions of years in the making.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I have sheets for you guys, your own chart. It's just like up here, what we know, what we want to know, what we learned. So I'm gonna have you guys talk to each other for a minute, and then we're all gonna fill out one thing that we know about landforms, just so we'll remember, and then we'll get to do our goggles, okay? Okay, so Daniel, can you come grab some for your table? You guys are doing a really good job. Here. And then I'll know we're ready to start talking when I see everybody sitting quietly with their sheet in front of them. Uh-huh.
Why aren't we gonna put this under? Why aren't we gonna put that stuff under words? Because we just learned it.
Well, this is what you know.
Oh, we're gonna write what we know.
Yeah. What do we know now that we've reviewed it a little bit? So I'm just I'm gonna let you guys talk for a minute and 30 seconds before I have you write, okay? I'm gonna start the timer. Yes, you can write your name. This is for you to keep, okay? But first we're gonna talk, and then I'll tell you when to write.
So we're only gonna talk about the things on that, or are we gonna talk about the things that were on the projector?
You can talk about whatever. We've given any. So we've given a lot of examples. We've talked about what we know. So you guys will talk about what you learned from the video, and then we all should be able to write at least one thing that we know. Has everybody got it? Okay, so go ahead and start talking, and when the timer, make sure to, I'll give you a 5-second warning, okay? Okay. Go ahead. There's none up there. Thank you so much. I hear islands, volcanoes, mountains. Oh, S.
Yeah, I know what you're asking.
L-A-N-D.
Like it goes up in there. Some mountains are volcanoes. Like you've heard of Washington State.
So you don't have to, you could, you wrote one, you wrote 5, I like that. That's a T. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to give you this time to write one thing you know under that K. Can everybody show me where? You can write as many things as you want. I just want everyone to write at least one thing. You can write a word, a sentence, just anything to show what you know, okay? Yep, go ahead. Okay, so can someone raise their hand and give me one thing they wrote? Hayden?
Landforms are types of land like plateaus.
Plateaus is that's a good example. Okay, I'm gonna actually. Larry, did you write one? Okay, well think of one. Give me an example. Does anyone want to help Larry?
I need to
Oh, how's my name? Serenity. Island. Okay, I'm gonna ask for one more, and we're past. He's not here. I already talked to him. Josiah.
A mountain is a part of a landform.
Yeah, I like all you guys' different examples. So, mountain, island,
Ocean.
ocean. Amelia.
A desert.
Amelia. Okay, what's your sentence? We're all listening to Amelia.
Lava can make the ground rise.
Yep. So she used volcano. Christian.
I know that a mountain is a part of like a
Mountains. Yep. Serenity.
desert.
Desert. I didn't hear that one. Okay, island, desert. We said mountain, volcano. Is there one?
Some mountains is volcanoes.
Some. There you go.
Do not touch.
So this is what we're gonna do. Miss Sawyer and Barry are passing out the goggles.
Don't touch.
Don't touch them until we all pick them up together.
It looks like a phone inside of a hot pot.
In just a minute. We're
We're
all
all-
gonna look at them. But now, I want you to leave it alone. I want you to leave it alone.
Yeah, it looks like a
We're all gonna look at them and we're gonna get to, I'm waiting for eyes up here. We're all gonna look at them and we're gonna get to see some of the examples that were in the video. So this is what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna stand up and look around. We're not gonna get out of our seats. We're not gonna touch each other with them. And when I say pick them up or put them down, that's what you do. So if I see anyone not following directions, you're not gonna get to participate. So if you're touching them when you're not supposed to be, or doing any of those things, you're getting this privilege taken away, okay? Okay, so thank you for being patient.
Well, it's just an icon. It's a smiley face that represents everybody. It's called Google Expedition. And so just using a phone inside it, we downloaded the app, and we've got the app up there on the iPad or the tablet. And so once we get ready to begin, you'll be able to look around and see. Okay, now we want to stay seated. So if you're standing up, sometimes people wander around and bump into each other.
Yeah,
So-
that's right.
right? So you just stay seated and you can move around and look, okay?
Okay, so everybody lift your phones.
Well, the phone's inside the box, so
Yeah,
it's in there,
Lift the goggles.
right?
You can go ahead and put them up.
That's cool.
I love it.
Look behind you, it's so cool.
Take you a minute to look around.
Wait, can we see something else?
Which is fun.
We're gonna keep going. Okay, so phones down. Goggles down. What is this that we're looking at? Mountain. Remember it was in the video. Remember it had a flat top. I heard it. Plateau. A plateau. So you guys can go ahead and lift your phones. So look at how it was like, it's flat on the top. Does everybody see that?
It's like a volcano.
Okay, so look through, make sure you're paying attention. Look at this. Everybody see your arrow? Follow that arrow.
What arrow?
Oh, I see you guys are all looking right here. So right here, wait, let's see what it says.
I don't have one.
So this right here, this.
Uh-oh, here you go, buddy. Okay, give it time. It's recalibrating.
Yeah.
There you go.
Give it a second.
See what it does.
Oh, my hands are running out.
But remember how Miss Sawyer brought up water?
I see.
So does this part down here, does this count as a landform? Yes?
You mean the river?
Yep, the river. So does it look like the land is forming up from that river? But even though the land is moving up and forming, does the river still count as a landform?
Yes.
Yes?
Because
Did everybody hear me?
yes.
So that little river is called a meander. So a meander is a deep bend in a river carved through stone. So that river is carved, and the plateau, huh?
We keep staring at it.
Yep, you can go look back around. Sorry, I should have looked at that.
Oh, I see it.
Yep.
I see
Okay. Okay, thumbs down, goggles down.
Goggles down.
So, good job, Mackay's table. You guys did really well. Okay. So, we're going to look at another example. Things did change up a little bit. So I'm seeing for the first time these scenes too. So let's see. I'm going to go to the next one. 1 second.
It says pond.
Oh, we're not.
It says pond.
Oh, 1 second, guys. Be patient. Okay. So I found water. So we're going to take a look at this because I know it's hard to think about water being a landform, but we're thinking about the land that is formed each. Here, goggles up. We can talk about it. Do you see it? I'm not. You see it? That's Niagara Falls. Goggles down.
Look that way. She said put them down.
I see people getting out of their seats. Were we supposed to do that?
No.
Okay, so I don't want to see that again, or remember what's going to happen.
Don't get taken away.
They're going to get taken away. Okay, so go ahead and lift them back up. So this part, especially right here, think about the land right here. The land changed. What happened to the land?
That's a waterfall.
Yeah, it's a waterfall.
Where?
It's Niagara Falls. land changed. It changed in elevation, but the top of the water and the bottom of the water, is that still a landform, or is it just where the falls are?
Landform. Just where the falls are.
Just where the falls are. I can see why you say that, but at the top, under this water over here, you see where I'm pointing?
Yeah.
On top of the falls.
It's a
Is that a land? That's land, right?
Yeah.
But down here, is it all a landform or just some of it?
Some of it.
All of it.
All of it. This body of water, all of it. Different. Remember, some of our examples were the ocean, rivers. So, goggles down.
What is this happening?
Thank you guys.
Oh no. What is this? That's the ocean.
I think someone's gonna get their privilege taken away. So, what was another? We said ocean, and we just looked at Niagara Falls. Can you think of any others that we haven't looked at or that weren't examples? Bodies of water that are landforms? Volcanoes is one. But, Jorge? What is it? Mountains. Remember, we're talking about bodies of water now because it's kind of confusing to think that bodies of water are landforms. So we talked about oceans and what? Your answer. Do you have any other examples?
Can you go to the Amazon forest? Where it shows the Amazon forest because
And what in the
there's a lot of
Amazon
water.
forest?
Like
Water?
Water.
Okay.
All the like.
Yeah, you can do that. Stream. I love that example, stream. Josiah? So Josiah said some of the water is flat and some of it's not. But does all of the body of water? Why? Why? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. This timer is distracting. I didn't know it was flashing. Yeah, it does. So, why? Larry, you can come up here because I can't hear you. I didn't know you were back there. Are we talking right now?
No.
Can anyone tell me what my question was? So Josiah brought up a good point. He said some of the land is flat, some of it is up high. The land changes, and we said it's still, the body of water is still a landform, but why? Why does the body of water still count as a landform? The land, yes. Okay, so can someone tell me what he just said? Jorge? What did he say?
Under the water, it's all land.
Yes, so the water is covering up the land. It's still land, so it's still a natural part of Earth that formed. The water's on top, so it's called a what? Landform. Everyone together.
Landform.
Okay, I'm going to try and find one more fun one to look at, okay? So if you just...
I was about to say, waterfall.
Body of
Waterfall for sure. This one's kind of cool. This is in Wyoming. You can go ahead and lift your goggles. We didn't talk about this. Okay, give it a second.
It's the same one.
This is called Devil's Tower. It's a giant cliff.
She ruined my life. She scared me.
Because it's not in the actual
Look on this side.
Okay, goggles down.
Alright, I need you listening. Need you listening.
So, was that a mountain? I can see why it looked like a mountain, but it's a cliff. Is a cliff still a landform?
Yes, it doesn't have a flat top.
That's a plateau. Why is a cliff still a landform? Jorge? Amazing. Why is a cliff a landform? Does a landform, does the top of a landform have to be flat?
No. It can be pointy.
It can be pointy.
Or it can be curved.
It can be curved. It can be underwater. We're learning a lot of different things that landforms can be. So, is a cliff a landform?
Yeah.
Because it naturally formed from what?
Right.
The word.
The earth. That's the land beside it. It's formed from the land.
It's the land's crust.
It would be, can it come from the land?
Oh, special stuff that's falling off.
Yeah, it's almost time for special, so I'm gonna let you guys look around for another minute. Do you want me to change it to one more?
Volcano. Please don't
Okay, I'm waiting for quiet voices. I'm looking. Wait. There is not a volcano on here, but
What do you see?
I'm looking
Like a big old-
that's a big
That is a big landform.
So,
I like to climb up there and jump off with a parachute.
here's a canyon.
Oh my God!
Look at the Makai, we're not getting out of our seat. Makai,
That's short.
sit.
The shaker Sandy? Can you take it to our house?
That's the sun.
No,
Yes.
A
Oh,
blood.
you see the sun?
Yes,
No, I don't see no sun. Okay, goggles down. Goggles down, Daniel. We're doing really well. So let's keep it up. I'm gonna let you look at one more, and then since we don't have time to do the closing activity, I'm gonna let you guys turn and talk about the different things that you saw today. Okay? So this is one more. This is in Yosemite. It's called Half Dome. It's in California. So you can go ahead and have your goggles
I
up.
want to go to California.
Mountains, cliffs.
I'm scared. Guys, look over there. I'm not a What?
do. I'm gonna give you a minute to talk about the different stuff you saw, and you know how we filled out our chart about what we know? Well, we learned something today, right? We learned what a landform is, and we learned different types of landforms, right? So you guys have a bunch of examples. So you should be able, after you talk, you should be able to write at least one. Actually, I'd like for you guys to write two. Do you think we can do that?
No.
Under the L part. So this is your chart. Let me see. It's over here on the very edge. Okay, so talk for 1 minute, and we're not touching our goggles. We're coming around to pick them up. So if you're touching them when I come around, then you're not following directions. So go ahead and turn and talk. I'm going to put the timer for a minute. I'm here to love this
Yeah, they got tires and they got these red ones. Exactly, so he knows. They got this little, they got this thing where it's just, they got this thing on there where you can, they got this. They got
Okay. So what are we going to do now? Write how many things? Two. Okay, go ahead and do that.
I wrote 2 things.
Yeah, you can write a sentence. You can write a word. Just picture. You can do whatever you want. Just show me what you learned, okay?
Wait,
Okay, we're doing this quietly. Daniel's table. Great job.
What's the devil?
Larry, are you writing?
What's the devil's tower again?
Devil's Tower?
No, wait, not the devil's tower. Oh, it's a cliff.
Did I not just say we were going to quiet? We already had our time to talk. That's okay. Afterwards, when you're done, thumbs up.
I wrote 3. I made 2. I wrote 2. You said
We'll talk about it when you come back.
Oh, people have German. I don't know. We got one.
No, we're about to do special.
We're going to special?
We're about to. Thumbs up when you're done. And then we'll start.
You guess what time to take a picture. What time is it? Take a picture at
'Cause they ran harder.
Okay. Hayden's table, you can line up. Amelia's gonna. You guys aren't going anywhere until you're sitting quietly. I'm waiting for quiet tables. You guys can line up.
Oh, we're gonna stay here.
Oh, we're staying? Okay. When you're done, pass your, I want this table to pass their papers to Junior. And then this table pass your papers to Jordan. Make sure your names are on it, okay? And then this table pass them with your initials.